incredible Divine Christar family. It is with great love and honor that I am going to talk about something a little bit different today. And the conversation today that I want to share with you and bring forward is about our womb chakra. So, as I just start to prepare all the little technical things here, just really, really quickly, I just want to get the live going so that I can just say hello to each and every one of you as you join in. Perfect. So within this, it's with so much love that I am so honored to get to talk about the womb chakra and what is the womb chakra and the different ways that we can begin to work with this very incredible advanced technology. So, on this channel, particularly, we talk a lot about Ascension Mechanics. We work a lot with the Keylontic mechanics, utilizing the mechanics of our 15-dimensional time matrix, understanding our galactic histories, understanding the different universal dimensions in order for us to begin to build out our higher consciousness and awareness as we are here in this first harmonic universe. And for many of you, maybe you have been working with a lot of the songs or mantras and a lot of these technologies and activations for quite a while. There are so many beautiful benefits to this work. And along the way, it's also helpful for us to understand that there are technologies that are available to us that allow us to begin to kind of merge what I call the old with the even older. So when I look at the work, Ascension Mechanics, I really see that as the even older. That is really kind of the information that comes on the really multi-dimensional layers and levels of our Kathara body that starts to attune to our Rasha body, starts to attune to even our spirit body and our plasma body levels. It just goes on in all of these really in-depth mechanics. But a huge portion of what we are really doing in this lifetime while we are in this bioregenesis vehicle is actually clearing out a lot of the karmas, a lot of the bound up miasmas, a lot of the distortions that are within these fields. And so part of our energy of clearing all of this is really finding the ways to do the clearing processes. So within this, through the work with the Guardians, I was so blessed. There was a particular moment I was really working in depth with them, and they led me to this work. And it was really beautiful because it was a moment where I was really connecting with the Divine Mother Mary. And within that, really, her wisdom was sharing a lot about parthenogenesis, about the triple birth process, about the cosmic birthing process, and really the divine natures of how do we bring in these higher level souls to the earth plane, knowing that many of the divine beings that come to earth, they come to earth through an advanced technology of really figuring out through the activations of our body of how to incarnate a really high dimensional level soul into this earth plane in order for that being to be able to be someone that can share massive levels of transmissions for activation for all beings here on earth. So within this, as that was happening, I was led to this work called the Holy Womb Chakra. I'm going to show you a book here. There might be a lot of you that are already very familiar with this process, but I'm going to present it today in a little bit of a different way. So when we talk about the womb chakra, and automatically even the image on here, it might bring up some different beliefs or even some triggers. So this is actually something I'm going to start to invite for you guys. Just start to notice what gets activated or triggered sometimes when you might see some of these things, right? But within this, even just the perspective as the Divine Mother Mary on there might bring up some perceptions within there. And within this, as we get to work within this energy, The invitation is for us to just catch those things so that we can clear them and move them. Now, within this, we might go like, oh, well, the holy womb chakra, that's just for women. But right away, I just want to say men and women all have a womb chakra. We are not talking about a womb center. We're not talking about a womb in our physical body. We are talking about a womb chakra. And the chakra itself is really an energy system. And Sri Kalaswar said it really amazingly because he was having to translate a lot of this into English for individuals. And he made a translation at one point in time where he said it's where souls can be born. That basically, if you think of a womb chakra, another way of saying it without you, place where souls can be manifested into creation. And really, what it's saying is that it's a power center. It is a power center of where our spark can actually merge into physical creation. So, within this, as we get to activate within this energy, I'm just going to take a quick pause here and do something. Perfect. As we get to connect with this beautiful energy, it's really important for us to recognize energy system. Well, what is the womb chakra? If this has everything to do with our soul, it has really everything to do with how our soul holds records. It has everything to do with where our karmas are stored, and it has everything to do with kind of the memories that follow us from incarnation to incarnation. And when it gets packed or full or bound by a lot of the different polarized experiences, it's in some ways like our flash drive gets overloaded. And this is really important for us to recognize because the womb chakra, on another level, is actually where, again, we have the access to the origin point of our soul spark. So, again, our soul is basically energy. Energy is consciousness, consciousness is energy. And it is like a storage drive for our consciousness as we incarnate into different levels of creation and experience. Now, within this, when we are tuned to our soul, we start to access higher levels of our consciousness and begin to access higher levels of cosmic universal wisdoms. Therefore, it can seem like we're accessing bigger levels of power, manifestation, miracles, being able to be one with the elements and manifest through movement and oneness with the elements. And again, these, when individuals learn these things, think it's like magic or super special or a miracle, but really it's all of us have this inherent ability to work with these energies. The only problem is that most of us are so blocked off from our power centers that we don't actually have any access to work with the higher levels of our soul spark. This comes from all sorts of different reasons. It's not only our traumas, it's not only our heartache and our wounds. This comes from the J seals. This comes from the implants, the seals, the superimpositions, the breeder harnesses, the different implants that have been placed throughout different species and different times upon our bioregenesis vehicle. So there is a lot of outside influence as well as internal and very personal influence of our own self that has created a lot of these kind of disconnects, corrosions, if you will, and levels of communication, and a lot of disempowerment from our ability to work with divine cosmic levels of energy. So let's look at this through the Ascension Mechanics perspective. A lot of what we're doing through the Ascension Mechanics is going through activations in order to connect to higher and higher planes of energy fields in order to create the bridge to be able to bring them into this physical incarnation. The more we bring in our fire letters, our light language, our flame body, our spirit body, our plasma body energies online, the more we start to create a much clearer connection to our higher stations of identity. And we create this bridge of communications to our higher mind, higher selves, guardian forces, and Christ families. What we're doing at the same time is we're inviting the aqualine sun transmissions in so that as these energies pour into us, they pour through the central stream, they pour through our nervous system, they start to rewrite our hormones, they start to rewrite our dendrites, our synapses centers within all the dendrites and all the different communication centers within our body. They start to rewrite the DNA and the light language within us so that we're starting to actually restore our 12th dimensional blueprint or 12 strands of DNA. And by doing that, the crystal river flows begin to actually correct all of the corrosions. So the crystal river spiral itself starts to clear out the seals, the implants, the Metatronic implants, the shadow dancer energies, any of the nanites or any of the negative AI stuff starts to actually correct itself within. Now, we also have a responsibility to begin to correct our own internal creations. And our own internal creations are basically our filters. So our shields and fields and our filters take on different perceptions of our reality. When we take on these different perceptions, we can start to become pulled into the storylines of the polarities and the dramas of this reality. So we can start to have opinions, we can start to have stories, we can start to create karmas. Now, karma is just cause and effect. It really just is every place we've merged into a physical creation. So being in a Kathara body, we have automatically merged into where no matter at what, whether it's a thought, a feeling, an emotion, everything creates these little ripples into this universal system, into this 15 dimensional time matrix. We're constantly, no matter what, just being here, we're emanating ripples into creation. Well, we've all been through lifetimes of wars, galactic wars, betrayals, hurt, trauma, sadness. We've been on both sides of all of it. So we have what are referred to as karmas or even bindings. It's just basically energetic bindings in our field where we have basically either created what are called good karmas, where we have emanated and created kind of like a bank account of blessings and good things to pour into the spiral of our creation, or what are sometimes referred to as negative karmas, where it feels like, oh, why are these bad things happening to me? Why do I always attract that kind of person in my life? Why does it feel like the harder I try, nothing works, right? Well, if we can start to take the responsibility that when we experience those things, those are our own manifest creation, and that we're gonna step outside of the victim, even if it occurred based on seals, implants, manipulation in the genetic biologies, or whatever ways consciousness or mind control programs or whatever, we're still gonna say, you know what? I am a soul sovereign being and I'm gonna take full responsibility of it. So now we're going to introduce a little bit of a different perspective that I feel is not only enhanced by the Ascension Mechanics, say through the Keylontics, but I feel that both systems on their own are powerful, but combined, oh man, have I been just blown away and just feeling so much profundity to how powerful this is. And I'm so excited to start to blend this more and more with you guys. So that is the blending of the Ascension Mechanics and the Keylontic information with the womb chakra work. So now our womb chakra, let's really dive into what is this a little bit more on a mechanical level. Again, it's kind of like our storage bank, but it's also where our power lies. Okay. So within it, when it is inundated, bogged down by a lot of these things, it can begin to limit our ability to manifest or to be magical within this creation. It can begin to be the place that we hold the wounds, the hurts, and the traumas within it. So when we are in a physical form, regardless of being male or female, I'm going to invite you a couple different ways to think about it. So it would be slightly near where the womb is in a female body, but it's a bit inward. Okay. So it's even a bit inward, say, from the central vertical channel and the Sushumna channel. Now, within this, it's also multidimensional. So it's in our body, but it's really not in our body. So you'll see me a lot of times go womb chakra, and I like to kind of imagine it kind of like we're still kind of housed in some ways within it. But the womb chakra also directly connects to the womb of our mother, the mother of our physical body in this lifetime. It is our initial place of where our soul spark came into manifestation in this physical incarnation. And there is so much around that. I'm not going to dive too much into this in our first introductory to this, but it can be very, very triggering, especially when we start to recognize that going through this process is about us healing, cleansing. So when we work with the womb chakra mantra and technologies, it's a mantra and a yantra. So it's a mantra. So it's a sound tone technology along with a visual light language or a symbol, so like language or a yantra technology. So the mantra and the yantra together begin to go through this process that is actually purifying the womb of all incarnational experiences in this lifetime, and we can take it to all lifetimes so that as it purifies and cleanses, we start to become the eternal beings that we came here to be. We start to become really the miraculous light beings that we came here to be. So within this, the first process to actually starting to work with this is actually starting to go into the womb of our own biological mother in this lifetime and start to purify from our very inception point. I am just going to go ahead and press up with that is part of the process. But let's look at the womb chakra. What is the womb chakra connected to, and how does it help us to heal? So, one of the things it stores within it is every place that we have energetically bound to another individual, be it in this lifetime or any lifetime. So, the womb chakra actually has the power to wash out heartbreak and resolve emotional traumas that we have been in, whether it was the relationship was romantic, whether it was a work relationship, a sibling relationship. It doesn't matter. Everything is honestly relationships in this life, right? So, every single relationship drama we've ever had, or place where we have felt hurt, betrayed, angry, frustrated, let down, whatever it is, any place we have a polarized opinion about how that relationship went, it creates an energetic tie or tether or charge in our womb chakra and in our morphogenetic field, and therefore it begins to block access to the energy flowing within that center. Okay, so when we start to do the womb chakra healing, our womb chakra gives us the power and the energy to begin to clear out whatever those relationship dramas were. And when those begin to dissipate, neutralize, and clear, we all of a sudden have a completely different perspective of those relationships. And we start to have lightness, more peace, and more freedom in our life. Another thing it purifies is our karma. So, karmic purification is huge. We have karmic imprints from everything we've done. Think about the idea when you listen to near-death experiencers talk about that past life review. What that past life review is that you're seeing things from everybody's vantage point or point of view. So if you had a particular instance with someone in that past life review, you will be them in that experience and feel it from their point of view. So as we do karmic purification, this can be a very uncomfortable process sometimes because we start to feel everything. What it starts to do is really dissolve our filters of our perceptions. We go through life experiences from our vantage point, our point of view, how we think it went, how we think we were, how we think maybe somebody else did us wrong or that it was for us. Well, Womb chakra healing takes all of that energy and it takes away the veils, and it really creates authenticity in the experience. So we see it with no filters. From no one person's point of view, we start to see things as is. And then we begin to dissipate the karmic bindings within there. Now, within this is what really is one of the most powerful things from healing for our own personal healing and growth within there. The womb chakra, as we begin to work with it and work with these technologies, it also starts to amplify our ability to attune to divine creation energy. So again, it connects us directly, not only through the womb of our mother where our spark came in, but there is a bit of a journey. We go into the womb of our mother. From the womb of our mother, we do work there for a bit, and then we move into the womb of her mother. And then there's a bit of a quantification because it actually trails you to the womb of every womb all the way to the inception of of the human species on this planet. So it trails us through all wombs. So it's a purification that honestly, the healing we're here doing is literally not only going to change the relationship that you have or have had with your biological mother, whether you've known her, didn't know her, liked her, didn't like her, that doesn't matter. It is going to literally change everything for you in that way. But it also takes you through this kind of ancestral family tree healing. But then from there, we connect to the womb of Earth Mother. And Earth Mother has her different versions. So, kind of that family tree that goes from Earth to Tara to Gaia to Aurora, all the way through till we get to the Elesa Ma womb. And as we begin to trail these energies, what we're doing is connecting to divine creator energy, the divine feminine, the divine mother, the divine creator mother. And as we're connecting to the divine feminine and the cosmic creation forces of creation, we are now starting to open ourselves up to a stream of cosmic energies that literally are the energies of pure manifestation, of pure miracles, of pure things happening within physical reality that don't seem probable or possible, because now you're not dealing with them from a physical perspective, but more from a divine and cosmic. And so it really you up to these supernatural gifts and capabilities. And part of it is the healing within your own body and your own self, but potentially being that catalyst for others to also take in that energy and be healing for themselves. It really does give us, again, in a bit of a way, this healing potential. And most all diseases or things that we hold as miasms in our body are coming from this dis-ease or these karmas. And this is what's so painful sometimes to understand or look at, is that on this earth plane, so many people can be going through things, or we might see an infant born and that they might already have like leukemia, or they might have some major surgery that they need, or some sort of complication in their physicality. And we can sit there and go like, oh my gosh, like looking at these things and going like, I don't understand. Why would this happen to a child? Well, we are looking at from a very limited point of view is the soul's eternal nature. And the soul's eternal nature is not bound to one lifetime. It's actually bound to all the incarnational experiences we've been in this 15th dimensional time matrix. And we touched on earlier that there are good karmas and not so good karmas, right? You can have your bank account built up on any level, any ripples we put into the waves. Well, guess what? Every new incarnational cycle you go into, you got to pop out as a baby. So as you pop out as this little baby, the baby is not brand new as far as a soul. The baby is just brand new in this body, but the soul is already coming with all of its karmic and soul field, over soul field, Christ avatar guide self field records along with it. And this is something that is probably impossible to some level to really understand while we're in a human or physical body, because it is so difficult to see pain, suffering, and trauma in this life. But when we do start to really work with the womb chakra, we'll start to realize our own pains, our own wounds, maybe our own physical disabilities or things or challenges we're dealing with. That when we go in and start to clear out the karmas around them through doing this womb chakra technology, it can have tremendous healing gifts and capabilities for us because we are now neutralizing any of that dis-ease having to play out in our body. And this is something that as you dive into this work, if you listen to a lot of people's testimonials, you'll be like, oh my goodness, that is really quite amazing. But we're also working with this at also a combination with the chelantic mechanics in it, which takes it even to really a cosmic level of really healing entire family lines, family trees of life, so on and so forth. Now, within this, it can begin to bring to us. So again, we want to just really talk about how it's clearing a lot of energies through karmic entanglements and relationships. I really want to tie in there something that I want to just give one more note to, and that is especially those people that we have bound our sexual energy with, willingly or unwillingly. And within this, this is at a whole other level because, again, we're doing this through higher galactic awareness and knowing that there's breeder programs, there's force breeder programs, there's a lot of hybrid programs out there. There is a lot of moon chain programs out there. There is like, there's so much, you guys. So, sure, there's our physical relationships we have had in this life. Again, willingly or unwillingly, however sexual energy has been shared, um, every time that energy gets interfaced or connected, it creates an automatically kind of like a soul entanglement with that individual. And that's, I wish, one, I wish we all would have known that when we were younger, but two, I wish there was so much more understanding about this on the planet because right now it's heartbreaking for me to see a lot of individuals that they call it, what's your body count? Is it actually a term out there for a lot of these younger people that are just like sleeping with so many people that they don't even know their names? They don't even, they'll never see them again. They might not even be consciously aware enough of exactly what they're doing. It doesn't matter. They're still intertwining soul fields. So that means that everyone we've shared sexual energy with, again, willingly or unwillingly, this has created an entanglement. And so now their soul records are also playing out in our womb chakra. Well, now let's take this galactic. What about reptilian handler overlays, Anunnaki energies, hybrid programs? Again, willingly or unwillingly, knowingly or unknowingly, all of these different soul incarnations and timelines. Are you connected to the Essene, the Essene energy, or the Aeoni energies, or the Druidic massacres? All of these things were breeder. These were forced breeder programs for creating hybrids on the planet. Now we're looking at this. This is where I think it's so powerful the way the Guardians have brought this through to kind of intertwine this because they're really bringing this amazing technology that you guys, as many years as I've been doing so many of these other modalities, now adding this with these other modalities, I have seen more rapid change than anything else I've ever done alone. So within this, this is for us to first work with our own internal dynamics of, say, our mother, our partners in this lifetime. But this, I think, is going to be one of the most powerful technologies for us to be clearing all of these different other galactic timelines that we've been holding a lot of the womb and the trauma signatures from in incarnation so that we can get all of these other energies out of our womb chakra. So we can actually start to unentangle these different bindings that we've had from individuals and become soul sovereign beings again. I think this is so important. So within this, it helps create a resonance within our field. The more and more we heal our own womb chakra, the more that those that do not resonate or who have been playing polarities in our life start to leave our life, and the more that divine soul connections start to come into our life who want to bring new babies into the world. This is this is the technology Mother Mary used. This is the technology of the triple birthers, the parthenogenesis. This is the technology of bringing high dimensional conscious beings to the earth. So if you are wanting to get pregnant, if you are recently pregnant, even if you have a little one, and I would say even if you have a little one under, say, the age of 17, we're going to take it pretty broad for everybody right now, that there's actually different ways you can still work with certain mantras, and they're even in this book, for different age groups, because this technology, a huge part of it, is how to bring divine souls into the womb in this lifetime so that you can actually help bring a higher dimensional being into the earth plane to be of the greatest Christos mission to the earth. So within this is amazing for individuals who are drawn to wanting to be a parent, or you already are a parent and you want to actually give your child the best potential for this lifetime for being their highest realized self. This is like, hopefully will be enough motivation for you to dive into this work. It can help with restoring souls and healing others. So what it is that as you would even be assisting others through holding your own shade, or your pillar of light and your higher resonance, you basically become kind of a cleansing or a purification energy. So think of a lot of the divine masters that have been upon the earth, a lot of the divine Christos beings that have come to the earth, just being in their presence really began to create the catalyst of change for others. And that's what amplifies in you as you work with this womb chakra technology. So within this, the other energy about this, and probably one of my most favorite parts of it, sure, doing miracles and doing all of these other things, that all sounds really great in clearing the energy and healing the family lineage. I have such a love for all of this. But here's the part that I love so much, and that is the purification and the restoration of your womb chakra fully and completely unbinds you from reincarnational processes. It frees your soul to not be bound to the earth realm and slung around the earth sphere incarnation after incarnation again. It doesn't mean you don't ever incarnate into anything ever again. It just means now that you are not bound by whatever's been on your astrological wheel, and now you can actually start to have much more conscious incarnations, completely different, a different loca, a different realm, a different dimension, a different constellation. The cosmos is like, as far as your imagination wants to go, as far as working with this work, this is the kind of stuff that gets opened up to you to work with. It really is the powerful energy to begin to have a deeper realization of your gifts and capabilities. And one of the other things, and it's part of the process, is actually working with the elementals and having command over the elementals. They call it elemental command over the elementals. It's very interesting because in the Keylontic works, there is a process called elemental command. And it's a huge part of it. It's a huge part of even the Keylontic work is actually activating the elemental energies. Well, what are we doing? We're making a direct connection to the base templates of the Partike, the Partikai, and the Particum. We're making a base connection to the morphogenetic template of all creation, which is based on the spark of all that is. So it's like we're directly connecting to cosmic universal flow and consciousness by connecting to the elementals, because the elementals are basically these structures that put into place all of creation. So now, within this, to really start to work with the womb chakra and the womb chakra technologies, this is really, really special. The process itself is quite simple. The things that can come up during the process of working with it can be a little bit challenging. So, this is something that I've already started working with the Flame Holders membership group. In fact, the entire Flame membership group platform is really inspired by the Guardians to create a platform where we can Ascension Mechanics. And it always had the womb healing technologies as part of those ascension mechanics from the very inception of us moving forward with this group. This group is a way for us to work by the step-by-step processes wherever we are. There is no I'm being left behind, everybody is ahead of me kind of energy. No matter when you join in the Flame membership group, it's all laid out for the step by step where we go through each and every one of these over and over again so that it starts to integrate to become a daily practice. That we want our energy to be able to click in and anchor into this, not as something we know in our head, but something that we have a gnosis of or a knowing of within our heart. It just is. It is our way of being, and it is who we are. So if any of this resonates for you, I would be so honored to have you join in on this journey as we begin to activate these energies. We are starting with activating the fire element right now, but we have the processes for activating all of the elements. The elemental activations begin to enhance the power of the womb chakra mantra. And that as we work with the womb chakra mantra and the yantra, that we began to go through a process of being our own interdimensional healers, truly, of everything we've ever experienced in this 15-dimensional time matrix. So with so much love, it has been such an honor to get to share this. I'm going to leave it at that. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to do a live read of some of the chapters, but since we've chatted for a little bit in this particular video, I don't want to add the first chapter to this. I'm going to go ahead and probably do this really, really shortly, where we're going to go through a live read of some of this book. This book is amazing. You can actually go on to the Divine Mother website for that has a lot of Sri Kalishwar stuff, and they give you a free PDF of I think about 140 pages of this book. He came to this earth to really truly share this technology with us. We'll dive more into what this technology is as we keep talking about it, but this is stuff that isn't about having to be initiated in any crazy lengthy way. This is about information that he brought forward that was he didn't bring it forward, he brought it forward in a way for us to work with so that we can start to have that reconnection to the Divine Mother energy again and begin to work with this energy. So with so much love, you guys, this is amazing. I much all of you that have joined in on all of this. Please, by all means, check out withbecca.com if you're curious or interested in any more of this information. The goal here through the work of the Guardians is to really weave and blend the Ascension mechanics, so the chelantic activations, the sones, the mantras, the different light languages within there, along with the womb chakra technologies of the mantras and the yantras and these technologies, for us to take our growth and purification to a whole new level. It is truly time for us to be the Om Shade Urs, the pillar of light, and I am so honored to be on this Christos mission with you guys. So with so much